Hello all. Today we are going to take a look at federation between Db2 to SQL Server. We have already seen the federation between Db2 to Oracle and Db2 to Db2. So this is the third video. The steps are pretty similar. The four steps which are common is wrapper, server, user mapping and nickname. These four steps are pretty common. What we are going to do is we are going to set up this particular file, which is again similar to what we have done in Oracle, and we are going to copy paste whatever here under this particular file as well, and we are going to edit the .odbc.ini file under the instance home directory. So I'll show you what each file. So I'll go and show you this particular file on this server. So I'll clear this. Okay, on this server you see these two parameters are important. This particular file shows what is how our odbc, sorry, not this, these two parameters are important: how our odbc.ini file looks and what is the federation.odbc library. So these particular two files are pretty much important, and this file .odbc.ini actually points to the SQL Server. So we'll take a look at that particular file. I'll clear the screen. At that particular file. So here we are saying we are accessing a Microsoft SQL Server, and for that particular Microsoft SQL Server we are going to use the library. This is the library that we are going to use, and we are going to access a database called Db2 Fed, which is on host 131 listening on port 4900. So Db2 Fed is a SQL Server database on an instance which is hosted on 1.131 listening on 49002. So I'll go to that SQL Server and I'll see if there is this is the database that we are accessing, and is there any table called EMP? Absolutely, there is no table called EMP. So let's go and create that particular table. Command completed successfully. Let's select something. Obviously there should be no record because we just created the table. We did not insert any record. Now the script for creating the federation objects in Db2 is this. We are going to again same wrapper, server, user mapping and a nickname. So we are saying we are creating an ODBC wrapper, SQL Server ODBC wrapper. We are going to use that particular wrapper and creating a server called MS SQL, and we are adding this particular node. This particular node in turn is used from ODBC. So here you see this name should match. So this particular node tells this particular db2 command, that this particular node is actually .131 with 49002 and the database is db2 fed, which is also specified here. Then user mapping, similarly which user is going to connect to SQL Server. So this is the user mapping, and finally we are going to saying that from this SQL Server database or from this particular db2 fed database, for schema DBO we want to access the EMP table, and I have already created this particular EMP table under DBO under this SQL Server. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to run this particular script. So before running, I'll just show you how the script looks like, which we have just gone through, but for the clarity. Okay, so this is the script. So I'm going to create the wrapper, then I'm going to create the server. The server will tell the node, this node comes from odbc.ini file, which database we are going to access, what is the type of the database, which version, what wrapper. So the wrapper is this particular wrapper. Then the user mapping, which user maps to which user on SQL Server, and finally for which table. So this is the schema. The second DBO is the schema, EMP is the table, and this is the actual server name which points to this particular db2 fed, which is on the host which is pointed from .odbc.ini. So you have to understand from where the connection is. So this particular server which is here maps to .odbc.ini file. Okay, so I'm going to quickly execute this particular script. And before executing the script, I'm going to show you the object. So I'm under this particular db2 fed t. So let's see wrapper. Okay, so there are only two wrappers, drda and net8. There is absolutely no wrapper called ms SQL odbc3. This particular drda was for db2, this for Oracle. So similarly we have two source servers, one is for db2 server and another for Oracle server. Similarly we have two user mapping, one for db2 and one for Oracle, and we have two nicknames, emp db2, which is the object from a db2 database, from a different instance called db2s, and this is from the Oracle database. So now what we are going to do is we are going to execute this particular script. So let's press the enter. Okay, so everything seems to be working fine. All SQL commands completed successfully, and we have selected the data from this particular table, and this particular table shows that we do not have any record. So to prove that this is an SQL server, what I will do, I'll go here and I'll insert one record. Okay, I have inserted this particular record, and now you see if I come here, so what I'll do, I'll clear the screen and I will connect to this particular server. So con db fed, and what I'll do, I'll select a list of tables first, and you should see there would be one more table which is amp.sql server, which we selected the data from. Okay, so I'm going to select the data from this particular table. And we got this SQL DBA record that we inserted. I can insert one more record called Oracle DBA. Yeah, I'll insert this particular record, Oracle DBA. So after inserting, I'm going to do the select star. So okay, insert into, okay, I think, okay, one row, and I'm going to select. Yeah, so now I have two records, SQL DBA and Oracle DBA, 1 and 2. So let me come here and see. Now I got these two records. One is SQL DBA and one is Oracle DBA. So these particular records are coming from a SQL database called Db2 Fed, under which there is a table called EMP. So what I could potentially prove is like I can shut down this particular database. So what I'll do is I'm going to shut down this. So I'm going to one. Okay. So yeah. So what I'll do is I'll use master go alter database db2 fed set offline with rollback immediate. So I'm going to do this. Okay, so I'm going to set it offline. Okay, so 0%, 100%. Now what I'll do is like I'll clear the session. I'll connect to this particular, for some reason my connection statement goes, so con db fed t, and now I'll select from here, and it says db2 cannot because it is off, which means I have here it is offline, which means if you see I have turned it offline, set offline, and hence it is not able to access those particular objects, and we got this particular error. So what I'll do now, I will turn this back online. Yeah, so I've set this online. So I'll come here and you see the records that were not coming because it was showing the database is offline now has appeared back because I have turned on my SQL Server database. So this was pretty quick, and the steps are pretty similar. You have to edit the db2dj.ini file. Exactly whatever you do here, you have to put it in db2 profile. You have to modify your .odbc.ini file, and then you repeat the steps: wrapper, server, user mapping, and nickname, and that's pretty much. Before ending, I'll just, for this sake, I'll show you how my actual script looks like. So this is the wrapper that I created, same wrapper I used here, and I created the server. While creating the server, I specified which version, what is the name of the node. This node comes from the .odbc.ini file, which I'll show you again, and I'm saying I want to use this particular database, so the connection is made to this particular database. What is my user? So this is the user, and what is the user ID and password over there. And then I'm creating the nickname for this particular SQL server using the node or server, then the schema and the table. Uh, before ending, I'll just show you these two files how they look like. So I'll go here and these two entries are important: ODBC file and I always choose this ODBC file and the DJX ODBC library path. These two files are important, and when we set up the ODBC file, we will be setting up this particular information where we say what is the name of our node, which database we are going to access, what is the library, what is the IP address, and what is the port number. I hope this tutorial was useful. It's pretty much same. Do pass your comments so that I can improvise. Thank you.